Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is your preview for the UEFA Champions League last 16 first leg tie at Borussia Dortmund, where Borussia Dortmund take on the mighty Blues, Chelsea, or some would say the not so mighty Blues at the moment, being 10th, because Liverpool did win their game yesterday, so that means Chelsea drop a place in the Premier League, and now we're back into 10th, so that's fantastic. Great. Not so great, but it is what it is. This is the situation we're in at the moment, but we have a Champions League tie to look forward to where we actually have something to play for. So I'm very much looking forward to this to see if we are actually going to look a bit different because there's something on the line. Tomorrow's not going to be an easy task though. 81,000 fans expected at Dortmund. The yellow wall will be packed out. They are about to hit full capacity for the first time in quite a while, it seems. So we are looking forward to this. Not going to be easy, but we'll get into it. Before we do, I want to let you know. Firstly, make sure you hit the links in the description. Social media links are there. Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow on those. Much appreciated. Enjoy. And yeah, you'll be getting a review straight after the game is all said and done tomorrow. So make sure your eyes are peeled for that. As well as that, I am on Big Six Extra over on the Big Six YouTube channel after tomorrow's game. And bearing in mind, Arsenal versus Manchester City takes place at near enough the same time. So all of that will be taken into consideration. So make sure you guys are watching Big Six tomorrow, Big Six Extra for yours truly on it. And yeah, I'll see all of you there. Let's get cracking. Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea. I have to say, there's an element of me that is very excited about this because it's under the lights. It's Champions League night. It is, it's fantastic. And I do have a sense that players will react slightly differently because of the occasion, because it's the Champions League. And I feel like there's an element to that where I automatically expect Chelsea to play at least a little bit better than what we've seen as of late. So that's the only thing that's really filling me with maybe a little bit of excitement, the possibility that we might actually get a result. On the flip side, Dortmund have won their last 7 out of 7. 6 of them in the league, 1 of them in the cup, the German cup. And they look quite good right now. Whereas Chelsea, what is it? We've won 1 in 8. We've won 2 in 13. We can't find the goal from anywhere except for now Felix and Enzo. Much appreciated. They're in the team. So again, that fills me with a little bit of confidence. But yeah, when you look at it from that perspective, it's not looking good. But I can't help but think that on a Champions League night, when league form is going completely against you, Chelsea are just going to be Chelsea. So that probably means we win 2-0 tomorrow. Who knows? We might actually go far in the Champions League. It would be a very Chelsea thing to do. It would. But I have to say, I'm completely lost as to how are Chelsea going to perform tomorrow. Normally, I'd be able to come on here and tell you exactly what I think we'll do, how I think we'll shape up, what I think will be like. It's so hard to predict. We could go out there and have energy and get a result, but we might get battered 4-0. It could be either extreme. It could be either extreme because I just don't know. This team is so volatile. That's the word. This team is moving more volatile than Bitcoin. It's insane. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And recently it's just been down. And then a little bit up and then down again. A little bit up and then down and again. Are we going to get a spike tomorrow or are we going to remain where we are? Like, it's so volatile, I don't know where we're going. I really don't. But Graham Potter had interesting words to say in the press conference. Now, we'll get into that very shortly. Firstly, team news. So, Sterling is going to be out. He can't play. Kovacic is back in full training. Zakaria is back in full training. So, it looks like they could actually play a part. Fofana is back in full training. So, that's nice. So, that's the good news. It seems like, as well as Aubameyang not being in the squad because he's been deregistered from the Champions League squad, Fofana isn't there either. We know that Badiashile is going to miss out because he didn't make the squad either in order to make room for Felix, Enzo, and who's the other guy we signed? We've signed so many players, but anyway, Mudryk, there we are. So those 3 guys had to be put on the list, which means that we weren't able to include Badiashile. So that means that we're going to have to compensate. We have all these attackers, but we're going to have to compensate in defence, which I think should be okay. Because when you look at our defensive record as of late, we don't actually concede much, which is a good thing. We just don't score. That's the problem. So tomorrow, going going to be very interesting coming up against a team that's scoring goals and not really conceding. Whereas us, we're not conceding, but we can't hit a barn door, except now Felix and Enzo. So maybe that's the shining light. That's the team news. And as I've said, Fofana isn't there, which means that we only have one guy we can possibly play up front, and I will reveal who that is when I get into my starting 11. But Graham Potter had words. He had words, and it's funny but demoralising to see the Chelsea fan base online. And I have to say, I'm not fussed because people have opinions. You're not going to control what everyone says. You're not going to agree with what everyone says. You're not going to disagree with what everyone says. It is what it is. That's life. I see many, many people trying to police what people say online. Stop it. You're not going to succeed. Even including others that do this. You know, they see opinions online and they feel like they just have to go absolutely ham on what they see online by many fans and go, the fan base have lost their minds. You can't do that. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I might disagree, but I go, mate, that's how you read the game. That's how you see football. There's no right or wrong when you think about it. It is what it is. You only get proven right or wrong afterwards, after a result. You know, what was your opinion correct in terms of what happened? You can only look at football from hindsight when you look at who is right or wrong. So it is what it is. People have opinions. That's the reality of the game. You have to deal with it. Take it on the chin and move on. Whoever agrees with you, and whoever disagrees, well, good luck to you. I've got nothing against you. It's what it is. But I see many people trying to police, right? And all of a sudden, now this thing has become people that want to protect Graham Potter, and people that want to say that Graham Potter's the best thing since sliced bread, and people that want to say, no, he has to be given all the time in the world, have come out today and gone, the inner dog is coming out. Stop. I'm laughing at it. I'm not going to obviously say, stop posting or tweeting that. Everyone can say what they want. Do I agree with it? No. At the same time, I don't want to go too critical in what Graham Potter said because there was some reasoning to what he said. There were a couple of points there that I go, no, he's got a point, right? So people dismissing everything he had to say, no, I disagree with that as well. But what I am going to say is all of this about the inner dog is being taken completely wrong. It's being taken completely wrong. People that want to defend him through every little thing, thick or thin, are saying that the criticism is coming up because he doesn't get angry. And today he got angry, so are you happy? Like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. What we saw in the press conference today is not what I'm looking for. He made a very good point, right, in terms of saying that coming from the 9th tier of English football, right, and making it to a club like Chelsea, Champions League, if you genuinely think that throughout that process there isn't any anger or being nice, then you don't know anything about anything. Fair enough. I agree. To make it to that level from there is incredible, right? It's not anyone or everyone that can make it there. That's without question, right? I'm not doubting that. That was never the point. That was never what was on the table. I'm not saying Graham Potter is a crap coach. He's not. But it's once you make a certain level, right? Hence, Brighton, right? Premier League. You say make it from the 9th tier of English football to Brighton. Smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. Was managing in the northern counties for, I think it was a team in Leeds that doesn't exist anymore, which I think became Leeds Met Uni, which is now a university team, which is playing in a very low league. The uni's very low too, but anyway, that's a story for a different day. And then Ostersund's, making it what he done at Ostersund's, and then coming back into England, and then all of a sudden ending up in the job in Brighton, Swansea I think it was, and then Brighton. Fair enough. Great journey. And up until that point, I think he's done well. I think he smashed it. But in the Premier League, there's levels, right? And that goes saying for even the other leagues. Graham Potter's got to a point where I think he's hit a ceiling. That's my honest opinion. It's like saying, okay, if that's the case, we'll go with his point that you make that journey, you all of a sudden, you deserve all the time and credit to be at a club like Chelsea Football Club, and you should be given everything, and you should get 5 years, and it is what it is. All well and good, but when the results actually start showing, cool. When the results are coming in, or there's a bare minimum, cool, fair enough. For me, right now, there isn't even a bare minimum. This is what I'm saying. If we're going with that logic, then what? Nathan Jones, who just got sacked from Southampton, Chelsea material, right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer managed at Manchester United. Like Chelsea material. We should hire him. It's not how it works. Because you've made it to the Premier League doesn't necessarily mean you can make it to anyone in the Premier League. There's a certain elite caliber that are elite and should remain elite. And if you are going to function to try and win things, win trophies, or put yourself in contention for winning trophies, you need an elite manager. Now, this whole getting angry thing has been read completely wrong. Completely wrong. I don't want him to get angry in a press conference at the media or at me or at us, the fans. I couldn't care less how he reacts to the fans. It's, do you have control of your team? Do you have control of the performances? Do you have control of the players? When we see players doing things completely wrong on the pitch, right? Or albeit it might happen in training as well, and we don't see anything on the touchline, that's the problem. That's where we're looking for this inner dog. Instead of seeing someone on the touchline just take it on the chin or just go up and just clap and just accept like it's okay. Or when it comes to it, and we see a crazy decision like we did for the VAR scandal against West Ham, we don't see a manager that just goes, yeah, no, that's life. We see a manager that actually defends the club, defends the badge, makes a statement to try and put it out there that what happened is unacceptable. What he done is maybe behind closed doors, yeah, maybe he told the higher-ups at Chelsea that the decision was a disgrace. Maybe he punched the wall. Maybe he threw a bottle out the window. Who knows, right? But when the statement had to be made publicly, it's not. And this is the problem. Sometimes you need to make statements publicly. You need to show that emotion at the right time. You need to time it well. You can't just be nice publicly and do everything in-house. You can try, but it doesn't brush off well. And during a match day situation, when we're actually looking at when it matters to try and pick up the points or pick up the win, we need something. Now, that comes on top of actually identifying what we're doing on the pitch and are we doing things correctly. And right now, there are still things that we don't really understand in terms of what we're trying to do, albeit circumstances taken into consideration, injuries and suspensions and whatnot. Okay, cool. We'll wait for everyone to come back and then we'll see what happens. But this is the thing. No matter what, a club like Chelsea to be picking up form like 2 wins in 13 is despicable. 41% win percentage, the worst win percentage of any manager in the last 27 years. Do you get what I'm saying here? This is where we need to see a little bit, not just for the sake of just seeing some, he's screaming on the touchline. Sean Dyche screamed yesterday for Everton on the touchline. Did he win? No, he lost 2-0 to Liverpool, who have been playing quite atrocious. But it is what it is. Sometimes that's the level of Everton. You don't expect much. But with Chelsea, you expect. And the quality that we have, you expect. So I expect to see something. But ultimately, correction. If we see players doing things wrong and then they get selected for the next game, and then they keep getting selected, there's a problem. If we see mistakes happening and we don't see a correction, we don't see someone being able to be held accountable, there's a problem. This is where it all stems from. So I don't want Graham Potter to come out on a press conference and portray like he's angry now. I couldn't care less. The media are not the ones on the pitch. It's the team, right? People are going to say that the players and everyone's backing Graham Potter. Well, they need to play like it then. They need to play like it then because they're not playing like it. This is the problem. And if they're not playing like it, then it means they're incompetent, they can't do it, or they're not listening to you. Get them to listen. We need to know that you are in control of this team and you are in control of these lads. And right now, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't seem like he's in control. That's the problem. We need to feel a level of control. And that's where everyone can go, okay, now we can back the manager completely because we know that he knows what he's doing. Right now, it doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing. This is the vibe and this is the problem. And this is why I'm saying you need to get the right guy in order to trust something long term. You need to have confidence and trust. And right now, it's just not looking good. And we'll see. We'll see what happens because as I've said, you know what? There is an element of give the benefit of the doubt. Injuries, suspensions, cool, no problem. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. We'll see what happens against Southampton, right, who have just hired, it's looking like they're going to hire Jesse Marsh, who just left Leeds. We'll see what happens. Then I think we've got Leeds, and then we've got Tottenham. We'll see what happens, yeah? With a full team. We'll be able to assess properly, and then we'll make some judgments. Is what it is. But for tomorrow, it's looking sticky. However, the team's looking better in terms of selection. So you should think that there's less excuses. Let's get into the starting 11 in terms of what I would do tomorrow. Right, let's start off with goalkeeper. So I would go Kepa in goal for sure, because only option. Back four, Reece James at right back. We'll go with Chilwell at left back because he bloody needs to start. That's without question. He needs to play tomorrow. No Cucurella. He needs to be benched. That's the key. And that's an example. Say tomorrow we see Cucurella start. I'm going to be thinking, what are you doing? This is the point, because we've seen it with some selections that have been made. But again, albeit, you know what? Benefit of the doubt. Injuries and suspensions. Cool. All right. Let's wait and see. In terms of the centre-back pairing, Thiago Silva absolutely needs to start. And this is where it gets sticky because Badiashile is not going to be up for selection. This is going to be a little bit controversial, but I would go Koulibaly tomorrow. And I would go Koulibaly because I think at European level, he can hack it. And I think he's probably in his comfort zone at European level. We saw what he done in Napoli. We saw what he done when he is playing at European level against a European opponent. I think he can find his feet. In the Premier League, he seems to have struggled to settle. But at European level, I think he can do a job. So tomorrow, the fact that we've got a choice, to be honest, between him, Fofana and Chalobah. Fofana, who's just come back. My ultimate number one would be to play Fofana. But I've got a feeling like he's not 100% fit. And because he's not 100% fit, he's definitely not starting. Whereas Koulibaly, I think, will play because he's recovered from illness. So I think we'll go Koulibaly. The midfield. Now, this is where I start to feel a bit more confident, a little bit more at ease. Enzo and Kovacic. Kovacic is back. Some would say Zakaria. I wouldn't mind a midfield three of Zakaria, Kovacic and Enzo as the eights. I would not mind that either, by the way, just saying. But then that would mean having to play a front three. Or we play a 1 and a 2. Which means playing 2 up front, which I don't think we can do. So you have to bear that in mind and into consideration. I think in terms of the double pivot, that will help protect us as well because Dortmund, as I've said, know how to score goals. So Kovacic, Enzo, I feel like would be tasty. Tasty to say the least. Felix just in front of him. Beautiful. This attack is making me feel nice. Like this midfield attack, I feel a lot more at ease. Mudryk on the left-hand side. And let's see what he can do in the Champions League. He's definitely shown what he could do at Shakhtar in the Champions League. Let's hope he does it tomorrow. Madueke tomorrow on the right-hand side. I would as well. And up front, again, I say unfortunately because it's the only option. We ain't got anyone else. Aubameyang's not in the squad. Fofana can't get selected. We ain't got another striker. It has to be Kai. Now, Kai, for me, this is if we had options, this would be another example of looking at Graham Potter and going, what are you doing if Kai Havertz were to play? But tomorrow, he has to play. My issue with Kai Havertz, offside. Offside. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And that's one big issue. Being able to link up. Sometimes the first touch. Sometimes the run is slow. There's things with Kai Havertz's game that's let us down. He needs to step up. We ain't got anyone else tomorrow, though. That's the problem. So he has to start. He has to play. He has to go 90. Unless if we switch it and Felix goes up front. It's the only possible other alternative that I can think of. But having Felix in that creative role just helps so much. So that, ladies and gentlemen, will be my starting 11. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, but that is it for me. And a score prediction. A draw would be a good result. Let me just clarify that from the beginning. We got a second leg to play at the Bridge, so we need to get at least a draw. If we lose, we're in a sticky situation. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I want us to win. I think we might draw. I'm going 1-1. But I have to be real. And I don't like to do this. But I think tomorrow in Dortmund, I think Dortmund win. I think Dortmund get a narrow win. I'm going 2-1 Dortmund. I just say, that's my honest opinion. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going 2-1 Dortmund, and then I think at the Bridge, there's an opportunity to turn it around with a possible 2-0 win. Something like that. But I think tomorrow, first leg, yellow wall, 81,000, pressure, Dortmund playing really well, Chelsea not. It's a bit sticky. It's a bit sticky. So I'm going 2-1 Dortmund as my honest prediction. But if we do get a 1-1, which is what I'm hoping we win. But I reckon a 1-1 is achievable. Then I'll be happy and we take that to the bridge with an away goal. So let me know what you think down below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow after it's all said and done. So thank you very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care and peace.